Hey guys, what's up? This is KannanGS from TechnoloGKal, where technology meets questions, back with another video. In this video, I'll be talking about CAPTCHA, what it is, how it works, who uses it, and the possibility of breaking it. Here's a real-life scenario for you to consider. You're busy entering credentials or making a purchase on a web-based service, and in the middle of it you're asked to prove that you're not a robot by entering a code provided in an image into a space provided underneath it. As irritating as it may be, it has proved to be extremely important and efficient in its purpose, which mainly is to prevent automated software, or better yet known as bots, from performing actions on behalf of actual humans. Now, let's move on to the various aspects that you need to know about CAPTCHA. Number 1. What is CAPTCHA? CAPTCHA, which stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Tests to tell computers and humans apart, is a type of human interaction proof or HIP test to ensure that the response is only generated by humans and not by a computer. It is widely used in the web industry as a good protection against spam, bots, or DOS attacks. The idea is to display textual images or provide audio which is impossible for machine interpretation while still being easy for humans to solve. It is largely based on an experiment called the Turing test. Alan Turing, sometimes referred to as the father of modern computing, proposed the test as a way to examine whether or not machines can think, or at least appear to think like humans. The classic test is a game of imitation. In this game, the interrogator asks two participants a series of questions. One of the participants is a human while the other is a machine. The interrogator can't see nor hear the participants and has no way of knowing which is which. If the interrogator is unable to correctly identify which participant is a machine based on the responses, the machine passes the Turing test. Of course, with the CAPTCHA, the goal is to create a test that humans can pass quite easily while the machines cannot. It's also important that the CAPTCHA application is able to present different CAPTCHAs to different users. Imagine if a visual CAPTCHA presented a static image that is similar to every user. It wouldn't take long before a hacker spotted the form, deciphered the letters, and programmed an application to type in the correct answer automatically, thus succeeding in cheating the test. Number 2. How does CAPTCHA work? Like I stated before, CAPTCHA is largely based on Alan Turing's experiment. The query must be impossible for machine to even interpret, while being simple for humans. The method is simple. You complete your transaction or fill out some details for a page and proceed to successfully complete the CAPTCHA test. The most common type of test is an image of a bunch of distorted letters. It uses the issue of computers not being able to think abstractly and see the world the way people do. While humans are really sophisticated with processing visual data, computers lack those skills. When you look at an image, you can quickly read the pattern. The brain of humans is constructed in such a way that it's always searching for a known pattern or shape. You all know the practice of seeing faces and shapes in the clouds. It's called pareidolia. In the image provided here, you are easily able to read the above words and write them down. For computers, it's just a mass of zeros and ones. Nevertheless, we have to remember how machines work. CAPTCHA's challenges should not be limited to any fixed number. If they would, it would be really easy to teach a computer which text corresponds to a given image, and therefore many creators use sophisticated algorithms in order to generate that distorted text randomly. A second form of CAPTCHA is for those who might face some difficulties while reading these distorted letters, especially for visually impaired people and people with different eye dysfunctions. With that in mind, developers often add sound CAPTCHA to their text distorting solutions. It works in a quite similar manner. The script adds additional background noise to the audio in order to make it harder for bots to solve. It has a small impact on humans, but it adds a lot of problems for voice recognition programs. Later on, a third form of CAPTCHA, a select images CAPTCHA, was introduced. It relies on the same foundation, but it's just harder to solve for machines. And what's more important, it's easier to solve for humans. The scheme is quite easy. You have a collection of images and you have to pick the ones that match the requirements. It's easy for you to pick the right ones. Computers, however, they don't think like humans and it's not easy for them. It relies on a classic computer vision problem of image labeling. It's really mobile friendly. It's easier to tap the images corresponding with a clue than type a line of distorted text. While the aforementioned solutions are perfect sounding in theory, they can still be annoying and confusing. Therefore, Google introduced a new CAPTCHA, the no CAPTCHA or reCAPTCHA, that asks you only to check a box. You might wonder how this works. Well, the method is really easy. You just have to check a box and it will determine if you are a human or a bot based on the movement of your cursor right before after checking the box. You see, for humans, we usually tend to curve and wiggle our pointers while using it, but bots almost always reach the destination of the pointer in a precise, ordered and straight aligned manner, unless directed to do otherwise. But wait just a moment before exclaiming how great this is. Security researchers have their concerns with this mode of CAPTCHA. Their valid doubt is that if Google can easily track this data without any prompts, how much of the data does Google and or other web-based services actually have on us? Number 3. Why do we need CAPTCHA? Simply speaking, there are a lot of people out there who want to harm your website for various reasons. Unfair competition, advertising, sometimes malicious behavior, or for just pure fun. You can argue that it's not the majority of web users that are trying to exploit your system's weaknesses, but the problem still remains. The most relevant reasons can be brought down to the following 3. The first one is a malicious advertising tactic. Every person on the internet is familiar with spam. You receive tons of unwanted emails every day. It's easy to block one particular email, but it's hard to protect against unknown ones. If a spammer uses only one email account, we can quite easily block it. But now imagine that he or she hires a bot to use one of the many free email providers, the ones that don't use CAPTCHA. That way, it can set up a new account every single minute and send spam content from the different addresses. The second one is the DOS, or the denial of service, which is a type of attack that is focused on making a service or a resource unavailable. The attacker sends a huge amount of requests to the host server to render it incapable of returning results. Simply stating, it simply blocks your website. Doing this attack individually by a real person, it would be a nightmare. It would be boring, exhausting, and simply impossible. You can manually make the efficient amount of requests, sure, but computers on the other hand, they never get exhausted nor bored. It's not a problem for them to make hundreds of requests within seconds. CAPTCHA helps you identify such behaviors and block them. The third example is comments. A lot of websites or even small blogs are fighting with unwanted adverts. Of course, we can turn a blind eye on one or two spam messages in the comments section, but unfortunately we often see hundreds of them. It's usual to find a well-written content with a spammed comment section. If you see a post with hundreds of the same message, usually not related to the content of the page, the owner probably doesn't use CAPTCHA. Even for real people but with evil intentions, or more popularly known as trolls, CAPTCHA can be a discouraging barricade. Number 4. Who uses CAPTCHA? CAPTCHAs are mainly used by the websites that offer services like online surveys and registration forms. For example, the web-based email services like Gmail, Yahoo, and Hotmail offer free email accounts for their users. However, upon each sign-up process, CAPTCHAs are used to prevent spammers from using a bot to generate hundreds of spam mail accounts. And on some pages, to comment in their comment section, one must first pass the CAPTCHA test. Number 5. Breaking the CAPTCHA. The challenge in breaking the CAPTCHA lies in the real hard task of teaching a computer how to process information in a way similar to how humans think. Algorithms with artificial intelligence will have to be designed in order to make the computer think like a human when it comes to recognizing the patterns in the CAPTCHA images. However, there is no universal algorithm that could pass through and break any CAPTCHA system, thus each CAPTCHA algorithm must have to be tackled individually. It might not work 100% of the time, but it can work often enough to be worthwhile to the spammers. Computers try to detect the text at least partly and guess what the result is or use sophisticated algorithms. It's really helpful for them to have a database of already broken CAPTCHA strings. There are numerous websites that even pay their users for solving the image captchas. and it has proven to help the bots gain partial success. As long as people know about computer weaknesses, they will try many different approaches. They will try to tackle CAPTCHA by reducing its complexity, the very strength of CAPTCHA. An experienced hacker would look at generated CAPTCHA and analyze what makes them so hard to solve. They might try to get rid of the middle values, they might play around with the contrast and switch the color scheme to black and white and so on. Even Google's reCAPTCHA has been outsmarted in recent times. Even if the percentage of accuracy with which the bots have gained success is less than 50%, it's more than enough for the bots to make your website spammed. They can bombard you with hundreds of requests per minute after all. In conclusion, it seems that there is no absolute working solution. The more advanced the CAPTCHA algorithms get, the more sophisticated the bots get. That being said, is CAPTCHA really useless? No, it does still offer protection against primitive types of bots. It is still usable, but that being said, please note that the CAPTCHA does not protect you and or your users from data or credentials leakage, which can be triggered by any third-party scripts included in the page or browser extensions, and also sometimes it might just not be enough to stop the bots. This is KannanGS from TechnoloGKal, and thank you for your support for this channel. Be safe. Thanks for watching guys. Please like, share and comment on my videos, and if you liked my videos, please subscribe to my channel for more. You can view my previous video on the bottom left hand corner, and you can subscribe to my channel on the right hand side. Again, this is KannanGS from TechnoloGKal. Have a great day.